CPCs. Why are we talking about CPCs? CPCs! Look, we got a lot of drama this week. We're gonna dive right into it. That and so much more. Big things, small things, little things, round things, red things, blue things. It's gonna be amazing. So let's get right to it this week on Digital Marketing in 5. Roll that beautiful intro. So this week we had a lot of drama, all coming from this tweet right here. Boom. From our man Zach. And we've mentioned Zach before on our video about Hexclad and building 322 ads. And Zach basically proposed this thing that in his world, CPCs matter. And basically every other informed person came back and said, well, no. And what I wanted to do today was really get down to metrics that matter and the things that are actually important, because this is not about dunking on Zach. I do feel like objectively he's wrong. I don't know that there's an argument to support that, but what we're gonna dive into today is understanding what matters and what actually doesn't. So first off, let's unpack this thing real quick. Clicks, cost per click. A click is what people measure to understand people going to your site. We get that. However, not all clicks are created equal. Now, measuring CPC and click-through rate, CTR, these are things that matter when your inventory is not dynamic or the cost is static with level of deliverability that is random. In those cases where you don't have control or where the costs are fixed, CPC and CTR matter. This 100% exists in the world of PPC advertising and Amazon and email. The problem is in Facebook, we have what's called an optimized CPM environment, which basically means the cost of advertising, your CPMs, change with every impression. Also, not all inventory is the same. There's a qualitative element that changes with every single impression. Just like we would see in banner ads and native, the difference is that qualitative metric is earned. It's not random delivery. In Facebook, if you're using lowest cost and broad targeting, then you are going to earn higher and higher quality impressions for people that are more likely to want to see your content. And as a result, your CPMs will come down because in Facebook, your cost of doing business is based directly on how you meet their business objective of wanting to give people a positive experience on the platform. So as a result, your cost per click is based on so many things that are outside of your control. And more importantly, not all clicks are created equal. So your cost per click has nothing to do on whether or not that click comes from a quality individual, and has nothing to do with the volume of clicks that you get. And more importantly as well, that leads us to CTR. Click-through rate is total number of impressions and total number of clicks. The thing is, if your ad is good, and by that I mean the user experience is positive, where Facebook likes that ad, your CPMs are gonna be lower and it's gonna show that ad to more and more people, which basically means the denominator, the overall number on the bottom, the impressions, is going to be higher, even if the number of clicks doesn't rise in a linear fashion. And a simple way to put this, at a $30 CPM, you might see 10 clicks from 2,000 impressions. At a $20 CPM, you might see 12 clicks from 3,000 impressions. One of those gets you 20% more clicks from users who are higher quality than the other. So at that point, CPC isn't really the same, because the clicks that were the same price from the $30 CPM are probably not as good as those that came from a lower CPM ad. But they might also have higher intent because of where Facebook is using in the funnel, which references back to 4PI analysis, which means that All of those analysis you have to be done has to take so much context. The bottom line is there's a half an hour explanation that has to go to every single one of those metrics for every single one of those ads, in every single one of those ad sets, in every single one of those campaigns, for every single day. What we're breaking is the golden rule of this. If the data point isn't actionable, then it doesn't have value. If your cost per click is higher or lower than it was yesterday, that doesn't mean anything. There's no data-based action you can take from that knowledge. Of course, if it's 1 cent or if it's $100, that is outside of the realm of what's going on. But here's the thing. You're already gonna know that something is happening based on your cost per purchase or app download or lead or whatever else you're trying to do. So what I'm trying to drive here today is to take a look at your information and understand, does this actually help me understand what I need to do based on information that will be predictable and indicative of future behavior? Cost per click does not do that. CTR does not do that. Hold rate does not do that. First time impression rate does not do that. MER does not do that. ROAS does not do that. Contribution margin does not do that. In fact, there are very few elements inside the Facebook algorithm that do. I'm going to tell you the 4 of them right now. Spend. That is earned. And we can see if an ad is earning more or less spend. 2, CPM. The cost of advertising. Is my ad earning more spend or less? And when it does, is it getting a higher or lower CPM? Now, I just talked about quality and everything else, but also where it sits in the funnel, which goes to our third point, frequency. And the only frequency that matters is when you look at your results day by day, or when you say last 7 days or 30 days, and you go to breakdown and then show by day in the delivery and time section. If your frequency is higher, then your CPM will be higher because that's a retargeting ad. If your frequency is lower, then your CPM should be lower as well. That means that that ad is doing its job. And the last thing that matters is efficiency. So let's say it's cost per purchase or cost per lead. And yes, I'm saying platform level, because that's the only thing that can go on. Facebook can't see the lie that Hyros is telling you. Facebook can't see the self-serving version of attribution you set up in Northbeam. Facebook can only see what it's doing. Those platforms, by the way, are also not giving you actionable information because they're only giving you retroactive data out of context. And if you can change what the metric is and you can change the way you measure it, then the legitimacy of it is already thrown completely out the window because it's set up in a subjective way. That's a whole other thing. The point is, those 4 metrics, spend, CPM, frequency, and efficiency, these are things that we can infer actionable information from. Is it earning more spend, yes or no? If the answer is no, something's wrong with the ad. Is the CPM higher or lower than our average? If it's higher, then the frequency better be higher as well. If it's lower, then hopefully our frequency is lower as well, because that means that it's a retargeting ad or a prospecting ad. And if so, then our efficiency should match. If our CPM is low and our frequency is low and our spend happens to be high, that can be okay to have a CPA that is above average. That's a top of funnel ad inside this system. If, on the other hand, our CPM is high and our frequency is high, our CPA better be low because that's a retargeting ad, again, inside the system. If you're running cost caps and Advantage Plus stuff right now and you see an ad has a frequency of 1.5, that means even if it's a prospecting ad, every single day, the average person is seeing your ad nearly twice. You are retargeting people today. And if you're getting a frequency of 1.5 and your CPM is higher, that means you are reaching fewer people and you are reaching them more often, and it's costing you more money to reach those people, which means your ads are going to fatigue because it's not like you're reaching the whole addressable market. You are forcing your ads onto people that don't like to see your content, otherwise your CPM would be low. And ultimately that creates fatigue, which creates instability, which means ultimately you can't manage what happens after the click in a way that is meaningful. So with that being said, folks that are looking at CPCs, CTRs, hook rates, first time impressions rate, MER, ROAS, all of that stuff to manage their Facebook ads, are ultimately looking at things that they can't control, that are not predictive of future behavior, that do not indicate the quality of the work being done, to make decisions to predict the future based on out of context data from the past. That's why CPCs don't matter. That's what Zach isn't getting. And that's what I want you to know today. And with that being said, we may or may not have an episode next week because I might be a dad like tonight. So if I don't see you, let me tell you this. If nobody's told you today that they love you, I love you. You're here 10, 12 minutes into a YouTube video from some stranger on the internet. And it means the world to me. Because the more attention I get from you all, when you like and subscribe, please, by the way, go ahead and like, subscribe, ring the bell. The more you're telling the algorithms that you like what we're doing here. And the more you do that, the more people can see this quality of advice to help them get through the lies being told by most people that have self-serving definitions of success. What we're teaching on this channel is not how to get attributed profit margin. That's why we don't teach to do cost caps or Advantage Plus. We're not trying to make a Facebook report look good. We're also not trying to necessarily get the best margin per dollar spent. We want to get the most amount of profit. We're trying to grow businesses. We're trying to create jobs. We're trying to create stability so that people can manage growing businesses to hire more people and provide their family while working less. That's the goal. And hundreds of people around the world are doing that every single day. From this channel alone, we get thousands of individuals that are tapping in. I personally talk to dozens on a daily basis. This is what I'm trying to get out there. And you still being here means the world to me because it allows me to reach more individuals and ultimately provide for my family by creating good in the world. And that's what I'm here for. So that being said, maybe that's a weird way to end it, but that's how I like to do it here. Until next time, I'll see you on the internet. Right there's a link if you want to join the Facebook Ads MBA program. Just scan that little QR code down across the bottom. Of course, CharleyBot.ai. And you enjoy yourselves out there. Take care. Feel free to ask a million questions and keep your eyes out for all the sales that I'm running because I'm basically just trying to give stuff away so I got enough money for this baby. And with that being said, you take care. I'll see you on the internet.